All right, welcome to Channel 6, Elk Grove TV. We are live here at the Elk Grove Hersey Badminton match. My name is Bob Murphy. I am also the assistant principal here at Elk Grove High School, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Kitty Weiner.
And Kitty is an Elk Grove legend. You already probably know her name if you are a resident of Elk Grove, but Kitty, why don't you tell us a little bit about your involvement in the village?
Well, lived here pretty much my entire life. I'm a graduate of Elk Grove, class of 79. Both my kids went here, and my daughter Ellie played 4 years here for badminton.
Awesome. So Kitty is going to be our badminton expert today. We have a really good matchup between Elk Grove and Hersey, two teams that are in the top half of the MSL conference. As you look from left to right here, looking first at the left court, that is our number one doubles team of Lauren Oda and Carmela Aldea. And just to the right there is Anupa Saji and Amanda Hindman. And our one doubles team has a ton of experience. Last year, Lauren was a state qualifier in singles. That was her second time qualifying for state badminton. Carmela qualified for doubles in state with a girl who graduated last year. So they are well known in the badminton world, have an excellent reputation. So this should be a great match here on both courts. So Kitty, if you could tell us a little bit about what your analysis is here of badminton and your history watching it and what you enjoy about the sport.
Well, I think what a lot of people really should know is that this really requires a lot of athleticism. You really have to be in very good shape. There's a lot of stops, a lot of starts when you're back and forth on this court. It's very easy to get winded, and I don't think what people realize is that the birdie actually at some of the real professional levels can come at you at the same speed a baseball can at pro baseball. This can come at you at anywhere from 90 to 95 miles an hour if you're hitting it really hard. High school level, not quite as much. It's truly kind of a gentleman's sport in some respects, and it's a hard fought game.
Well, it's interesting you say a gentleman's sport. It is one of the sports that does not have an official or any sort of referee, so you are relying on the kids to call their own ins and outs. And just like tennis or even a little bit like golf, it does require a certain level of conduct to ensure a fair game for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So as they're getting ready to serve, for those people that aren't very familiar with badminton, when you are serving, there is a service line. It is an underhand serve. And what you are looking for is that the birdie must hit the racket below the waist. It cannot hit above the waist, and you may not jump off the ground. So when you're hitting it, you can't get overly excited and both feet come off the ground. You can go on the balls of your feet, but you can't come up off your feet. If you do and the other team catches it, they can call it as a fault, and they can get the birdie back. So a lot of people don't catch that, but it is definitely one of the higher aspects of the game if you're trying to catch those points where you can steal it away.
And we did get a chance to talk to our badminton coach, Mr. Matt Roble, who is in his 6th year as our head coach. We talked a little bit about the records of our number 1 and number 2 doubles teams. Our number 2 doubles team on our right is 10-1 this year in both match play and tournament play. So they're off to a really, really strong start. Our number 1 doubles team hasn't had a ton of opportunity to play together. Lauren does play a lot of singles, but they have beat 3 conference teams thus far. They've beaten Wheeling, Palatine, and I believe the other one was Schaumburg.
Yeah, and look at this team. Hersey's a great team. They always have been. They've always been tough at this sport. But like he said, Elk Grove is really starting to start making a name for themselves in badminton, and they're starting to pull ahead from where they were even when my daughter was here. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, Matt's done a great job with this program, and we have 28 sports here, and this is one of the sports where we cut probably this and boys basketball, I would say those are the two sports that we cut the most kids. We have a lot of kids come out for the badminton team. We usually have around 65 to 70 kids come out, and we just don't have enough court space. We just don't have enough playing opportunities to keep all of them. So they eventually find another sport to play, most of them. But it has become very popular. Matt does a great job with the program. And he is a former badminton player himself. He picked it up in high school PE. And, as he was talking to us before, he's played in a bunch of Midwest tournaments. He's won it 3 times. Was in the finals 6 straight years. So he not only knows the sport really well coaching, but he still is a very active participant in it. And then also coaching for the Huskies there in the brown sweats and brown sweatshirt is Miss Janine Konkaluski. And she is one of the, I don't know if she's in the Hall of Fame, but
she's definitely one of the best that's out there. She's got a very great reputation for what she's been able to do with the teams. And I think what's important too is with this particular sport, a lot of the schools in the district, actually probably a lot of the schools in general, this is not something you're seeing at the lower grade levels. So when the kids are coming into high school, this is a choice that they're making to come here. A lot of these kids, this is their first time even playing this sport. So they're first learning what the rules are, the rudimentary procedures of this, the strategy, when you have to move. I mean, you're going to watch a lot of these kids when they're out there. You really have to kind of anticipate where your opponent is going to be dropping that birdie. And they'll spend a lot of time in the practice working with that.
Yeah, you watch Lauren there on the right. Lauren is arguably one of the best athletes to come through here in quite some time. Lauren is a 2-time state qualifier in badminton. She's a 3-time state qualifier in tennis. So she will be going to Augustana College next year to play tennis.
That's probably what makes her such a good person for badminton as well.
Yes. And then Carmela is one of, I believe, 15 seniors, which is a record for us here at Elk Grove High School, who will do 3 sports all 4 years. Carmela was a 4-year member of the volleyball team, a 4-year member of the gymnastics team, and she is a 4-year member of the badminton team. So not only that, she is also in the marching band. And has a very rigorous schedule as well, as does Lauren. So they are 2 high-achieving kids here at Elk Grove High School.
They're struggling to get a good volley going, but Elk Grove's doing really well here on this court. Looks like that was out.
Yes, that was. One of the tricky things about doing this, Kitty, is we don't really know what the score is.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Oh, it doesn't help too much. Watch how they get, when a lot of people look at this and they don't really understand how it goes. So for the game here, I don't know how easy it is for them to see, but in the doubles they're playing with the outside gray lines. So they get a little bit more space for the running.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always serving on the diagonal. So if it's an even shot where the score is at an even point, you'll be serving from the right square, the right gray square. And if it is an uneven, you'd be serving from the left, and you have to go diagonally.
I did not know that, Kitty.
You did not know that?
I did not know that.
And it has to get past, it's hard to see, but it has to get past that first yellow line. That was a good smash right there. And one of the other things for people, it's very similar to tennis. Your body can't run into the net. Your racket can't hit the net. So if you're coming with a good overhand shot and you're trying for the smash to get it on that other side after a volley, if your racket hits the net, you've lost the shot.
I did not know that either. You know a lot about volleyball, or badminton, or what are we doing here? Badminton?
It's badminton.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
My first introduction to badminton, my older sister was on the badminton team at Rolling Meadows High School. And then, do you remember Jarts, Kitty?
I do. Yeah, I do. Just old enough to remember. Thank you for pointing it out.
Yeah, when Jarts became illegal, we needed a new backyard game, and so we started playing badminton in the backyard when you could no longer play jarts. So, but I do enjoy tennis, and so I think that because I am a mediocre tennis player, that I can hang on the badminton court, and I come out every single year to challenge Mr. Roble in a tennis match, and we played at 21, and he spots me 20 points. So I start up 20-0, and every single time we've played, he has beaten me 22-20.
You realize you just said that to all of Elk Grove,
I
right?
did, but I felt comfortable in admitting that. It is a tradition.
You shouldn't feel comfortable saying that.
That we
to
do
all of
have.
Elk Grove.
We gather the team around. We go on center court.
You're in charge of the sports here at the high school. You really shouldn't feel comfortable saying that to all of Elk Grove.
Well, it's out there now. It is out there. I am spotted 20 points, and I lose every single time. It more speaks to how good he is, Kitty. It speaks volumes about how good he is, that he's able to pull that off against such a natural athlete like myself.
So he could just show up for the end of the game, basically, right?
Pretty much.
All right, so through all of our talking here, it looks like the first game on the second court has completed, so they take a little bit of a break and maybe talk a little bit about the strategy of where they're going. And
well, it gives us a chance to take a peek over at our number 2 doubles team here. We got Anupa and Amanda. And like I said, they are 10-1 on the season, so it's a really exciting start for them. Now, Kitty, I'm really going to expand upon your knowledge here. I just saw Anupa give a signal. What is she?
Yeah, behind her back.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, you have to. It's always a diagonal. But they'll have. They'll talk among themselves as to what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and where their placement is going to be.
Okay.
Generally, what you'll see is best positioning overall is generally for the person that's up front. You want to be kind of center court. When you're seeing the singles, you're always going to see them center. The biggest thing that you want to see with a badminton player is they're not flat-footed. You really don't want them constantly standing on their feet when you're getting into that volley or where you're getting into that start. You want to be able to move quickly. And the concept is really kind of see them up on the balls of their feet. They've got a stance like they're getting ready to run. And they have to get ready to do a lot of side-to-side. That's where the athleticism comes into this. And people don't think that on a court like this, because it's smaller than a tennis court, that the kids can get winded.
Right.
But in a good volley with a lot of running and the hitting, these kids do get winded. But you really have to, you do get in decent shape playing this game.
Yeah.
And so you'll see them, even on some of these courts here, you'll see them up on their feet and they're getting ready for that move so that they can pivot from side to side. You just saw it on court 2. You've got to be able to move pretty much any direction at any point.
Sure. Yeah, you really got to be light on your feet.
All right, so Elk Grove gets the birdie back with that one.
Yeah, it looks like they got a nice little streak going here back on court 1. If you want to just pan back there, they look like they're back in action here.
Oh, it was a good solid hit. And a lot of times when they're hitting, what you're really going to try and do, especially because this birdie can come at you with a great velocity. And you have to remember, when I was talking before about how quickly the birdie can come at you, kind of like a baseball, the birdie is almost kind of the same size as, circumference-wise as a baseball, but it's a lot harder to see sometimes when it's coming at you.
Right.
So when you're hitting it, you're really trying to keep an eye on a lot of moving parts, and a lot of it too is if you see where they're starting to move, you know where not to hit it.
Right.
You want to hit it away from them. The idea is to not let them bring it back to you.
Right.
It needs to drop.
Right. So as you're looking at that birdie coming at you, you almost are trying to, out of the corner of your eye, as you get better at this game, you're kind of trying to see what your defense is doing too, right?
Absolutely, where they're moving.
Yeah, so you almost are kind of like hedging your eyesight a little bit towards the other side of the court as you're focusing in on hitting the birdie.
Yeah, absolutely, and if you even think that it's going to be going towards them, A lot of times you're kind of looking at it, if you're going to smash at them, which is a really high volume, high velocity hit, and you want to smash towards them, especially if they're in an awkward position trying to maybe do a backhanded shot, what you're trying to do then is almost like look at it as if they've got a bullseye on them and you're trying to hit dead center on the body, because it's very hard once you're doing that to get that racket to almost to the center of your body and hit it back with any kind of a volume.
Interesting. See, yeah. So you're either trying to get it far away from them or right in the center of their body.
Yeah, especially if you're doing if you want to do that smash shot and you're really looking to hit it and you want to take advantage of where their position is.
Yeah. Well, and Coach did say, part of their pregame conversation with Lauren and Carmela was to try to keep it away from the taller girl on the Hersey team. She's a hard hitter, as she was described by Coach Roble. So
yeah, so that was a really solid hit by Hersey right there.
It looks like they're trying to keep it away from her, as she might be their stronger player.
Well, her height works with her on that, because if they get one high up in the air, and if she gets a good shot, she's going to smash that right into the ground, and there's no way they're going to be able to get it.
Right.
You really have to do the lunges forward, and actually when you see, and unfortunately you don't get to see them practicing or their exercises, but a lot of what you're going to see when they're doing the warm-ups is you'll see them doing the lunge steps, and doing things to warm up their hips,
right?
To kind of get all of that, kind of oiled up, if you will, so they can move that quickly.
Right.
See, on court 3, when she hit it in the net, it was really a function of where she was standing and how her racket was. She was, a lot of times what you're trying to do is kind of where your arm ends is where the birdie is going to go. So if you go too far out when you're doing the swing, the birdie's going to go that direction. She was at a height where when she came across straight instead of up and over, and it went right into the net.
Now, another interesting thing, we were talking about, Lauren is going to be going on to play at Augustana. Badminton, they do not have it in college yet. So for a lot of these kids, the higher achieving kids that otherwise might get a scholarship in this sport,
they're not going to see it.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. If you watch the Olympics, I would encourage it, if you watch the Olympics, I know people don't think maybe badminton would be the sport, but at that level, the speed of the game is really incredible. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. And there really is a strategy to this game. It's not just like, backyard badminton. There truly is a strategy as to where you're going to hit, how hard you're going to hit it.
It's not like jarts.
No, not like jarts.
That is not like jarts.
Yeah, all right, so the attempt for the smash was there, but when she was too far in front of it, and it wasn't, it didn't make it over the net. Had she been a little bit further back when she had done it, it would have been a good shot. So it comes back to Elk Grove.
Oh, wow, how did she get... Oh.
And, didn't make it. And a lot of times it's hard to hear up here, and of course we're talking over it, but they'll talk to each other as to who should be hitting that birdie depending on where they're in position on the court. And see, she's in perfect position. When you saw her just then and she was kind of crouched down and her knees were bent, it's the perfect position that you want to be in, because that allows you to lift up to be able to move quickly. And in that kind of that forward motion, that's exactly what you want to see. If you're standing too relaxed and too straight, you're not benefiting yourself.
That was a nice return there from Hersey.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, she just couldn't get over to it fast enough. And that's exactly what you want to do. I mean, it was perfect play by Hersey.
Nice shot there by Carmela. So it looks like they're hanging a little tougher here. So she flashes a 1.
we can see, yeah.
Oh. Tries to get her on a drop shot there in
Yeah.
the front corner. She just babied it a little bit too much.
Yeah, she didn't get the racket up enough. But their positioning on the court when they're waiting for the return of the serve or the serve to come over. It's perfect.
That's all Coach Roble.
Yeah, you can see that they've been trained really well with this.
Yeah.
Now there comes the smash. Yeah, it was a perfect setup. And the other thing too with doubles, just because there's two people on a side, you don't hurt the birdie twice on the side. It's once over each time. So I'm probably shouldn't say this, but it looks like the 1 or 2 is where they want the placement of the birdie. So 1 looks like it might be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
In the on the other side, 2 is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
If they do it the short, it forces that girl to come up forward, causes the second girl sometimes to come forward. Maybe you can find the empty spot when it comes back. Yeah, see, it looks like it's exactly what both sides are doing when they're given the numbers.
It looks like that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, two good teams. Hersey just was a little bit tougher today. Are they done or are they just...
No, it looks like this is a split.
Oh.
This might be a split. So it looks like Elkgrove may have taken the first and Hersey the second.
All right. All right, let's make it a goal here. I want to try to keep score. Let's. I think if we focus in here, I'll take it. I will be in charge of trying to.
You're going to be in charge of scoring when you got spotted 20 points.
You know, they say height's an advantage, you know. So yeah.
So how tall are you?
Yeah. So anyways.
I mean, I'm 5'8", and you know.
Who do you think, if you and I were to play a badminton match right now, what do you think? I mean, I do have a broken ankle.
You mean how badly would I beat you?
Yes. That's kind of what I'm getting
With
at.
With or without the so yeah,
Suppose I'm healed.
Okay, so do we want to, I mean, since you called out how bad you were at the other game, I want to ask why you have a boot on your foot?
Well, I have a boot on my foot because
and your foot?
I am such an athlete that as I was walking, I hit a...
Should I stop you now? You don't want to do this twice on Elkgrove TV, do you?
I hit a patch of ice and slipped and fell and broke my ankle. So talk about athleticism.
I'm just going to leave it at that one.
That just screams. So I am in my 7th week of being in this boot here, and I am excited to get back to walking and getting my life back in order. So you really don't realize how much you take for granted when you can't walk. It really does make you think about things differently. So it's been a good exercise and for reflection and all of that.
In healthiness and
in
not
healthiness,
falling
yes.
on the ice.
Yes, I have a newfound respect for ice. I did not respect it before, and I now respect it. Oh, that was a nice serve.
That was a nice serve. Right in the pocket there for them. Oh, perfect. And that's again when you saw that backhand shot.
Yeah.
She hit it in such a way that Hersey, the way she would have had to have moved her hand to get that, there was no way she was going to have the strength behind it. And sometimes, as you're playing this, you'll see the weakness sometimes of either team, and you know if you want to get them to do the forward hand or the backhand.
Well, we're off to a 2-1 lead right now.
Oh.
And
good solid hit. And that was, again, where I was saying you want to try and hit to the center of the body. She came pretty close with that against Elkgrove.
So it just narrowly missed her hair,
right?
Yeah. That would have
been. And there's no way you can get that racket. You physically have to move so fast to be able to get your racket into position.
Sure. All right, so it looks like it's 3-2 here with Hersey serving. 3-2 Elkgrove.
Yeah, Elkgrove tried there to Again, that was where her racket wasn't in proper position, and it just hit into the net.
Oh, Lauren
There,
with a
ooh.
nice grab. Nice.
Nice.
Nice grab there. Elk Grove takes the lead 4-3. Lauren serving.
Yeah, just a little bit short on that one, on the return. Yeah, see another short shot, and that's what happens when you do those short shots like that, and it just barely makes it over the net. You've got to be right there with it.
Right.
Nice. That was a really nice shot by Hersey, right to her.
You got a 6-4 lead here.
There they go. That was a good setup by Elk Grove right there.
I think we win the uniform game. I think we got that.
You think you got it?
I think we got that. Yeah, I mean, we got the matching shorts. We got the EG that forms into a birdie.
Into a birdie?
I mean, I think that is pretty creative. I think we've got the uniform game won.
See, there she tried for a short shot and she didn't get it.
I believe it is 7-6 Hersey at this point. Carmela with the serve.
She's going to come short, looks like. Yep.
Another interesting fact about Lauren, she played #1 doubles this year on her tennis team, and she got to her doubles partner was her sister Peyton, who is a freshman here at Elk Grove, who also has a very bright future in athletics. Peyton is, one of the top-ranked tennis players for her age in the state. So I'm thinking it's about 9-7 here in Hersey's favor.
Yeah, Hersey may have just pulled ahead with those last two.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice shot there.
Nice
from
shot
Oda.
there. And that was a good outside shot, too. She's going to go short.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
got away with one
Perfect,
there.
yeah, perfect setup. Those short shots on the serve seem to be doing well for her.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like they got the lead here, 10-9. If my calculations are correct. For those of you who are keeping track at home, feel free to correct us on Twitter at Elk Grove TV, at EGTV Channel 6. You'll get there.
There we go. She can get this. There we go.
Nicely done.
Nice smash.
Avoiding hitting the net. And it looks like they won.
That's it. That was a good last shot by her. That it got up high enough where she could.
All right, so we're on a little bit of a break here. Getting some water, hydration.
Well, we've got a game on third court here. Ooh.
Yeah, that is our number 5 doubles, I believe. Number 5 or 6 doubles, I think, is playing over there. That is.
Oh.
That's on the left. That's Paige Herman, and on the right, that's Olivia Flynn.
Yeah, and we just saw it. Again, Hershey's doing a good job because what they'll do is that last shot, they hit it short. It was a backhand. There was no way she was going to be able to return it.
So the way I believe it works in badminton, the team score, correct me if I'm wrong, Kitty. So there's 5 doubles matches, and I believe there's 10 singles matches. Is that right? Because he had said that they lost last year to Hersey.
They lost last year to Hersey.
7-8. So
Right.
I'm thinking if there's 5 doubles teams, those 10 kids also each play a singles match, totaling
That's out.
1 point for each for 15 total points.
Right.
So we, very important thing that I need to keep track of in this position is I need to make sure that for all of our badminton matches that the air is turned off. If you notice up in the top there is tubes. There's ventilation that comes through that are blowers that either blow hot air or cold air depending on the time of year. But for a badminton match, we absolutely need to make sure that those blowers are off because that can affect the
birdie.
The birdie, exactly.
The birdie.
That is the word, yes.
Well, and they have...
So we'll go back to court 1 here.
Great shot.
Oh, wow, that was a great shot.
That was a great shot.
Perfect placement.
Yeah. And that's part of, again, where you really have to watch where your opponent is going to be so that you can kind of anticipate where you need to go. All right, Elkgrove with the serve. Just gonna go short. She tried hard on that one.
You know, that can get in your head a little bit,
Yeah.
you know?
So we're at even score. You'll notice she's in the right square, the right box, so it's an even number.
I think that just was in.
Yeah, that's in. It's hard to see the line from up here, but it looked like it was in.
And a little bit of a run here. She flashed it too.
Go long. Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, she was going to try for that upper corner on the other side. It's going to be short. Yeah, see, and again, where she had that backhand shot.
Right.
It's how Hersey sets it up with the placement coming back to Elkgrove as to where the racket's going to be.
Right.
And on that particular shot with Elkgrove, you could see where her arm ended was where the birdie went. All right, Elkgrove gets that one back. Hersey hit it out of bounds. Maybe a short shot. Perfect. There you go. We're going to see a smash coming up soon if they don't. There you go. When the birdie hangs in the air for a long time, you can see when they start getting back and they hold that racket up for a long period of time. A lot of times they can get a smash in if they can get the weight of their body behind it to push it through.
You know, as someone who oversees the budgets, those things are pretty expensive, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are, and, you know, we want to make sure we provide our kids with good quality birdies because it does affect the...
Are they playing with the feather birdies?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Those are more expensive.
Yeah.
And they don't last as long.
Right, right. Yeah, it's, you know, but it's...
Nice shot there.
You got to keep up with what everybody does, you know?
Nice shot on Hersey's part. It would be very hard to get that up.
Quick shout out for our athletic boosters. We're very, very fortunate to have a nice point there for Elkgrove.
Yeah.
A very, very vibrant booster program here at Elkgrove High School, and they have just supplied the program with some extra rackets, which is really nice. They bought them 15.
Nice shot.
15.
Nice shot, Elkgrove.
Very, very nice. 15 brand new rackets. So it's a little shout out to our booster club. Were you on the booster club? I could see you being on the booster club. Yeah,
I was for about 3 or 4 years. I was here.
Yeah, I could see that.
Nice short. Oh, here we go. Nice setup. That was hard. She hit it just short enough over the top of the net that it was going to drop down. Out.
Oh, just out. It looks like Elk Grove.
Looks like
got
Elk
them.
Grove took that one.
Wow, they look very happy. All right.
All right, so we've got third court still going. See, and again, perfect placement with Elk Grove. They're in the perfect crouch, the perfect knee bend position, rackets up, they're ready for it. And they're far enough back that if they hit the short shot, they can move forward and try and return it. Just gonna smash. Ooh. Nice return, Elk Grove.
Yeah, so we're gonna turn over to the number 5 doubles match, and once again another great win for Carmela and Lauren.
Yeah, they really look good.
Yeah, they.
You can tell they have good communication between the two of them as to
Yeah,
when
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started off slow and really came on there. So as you can see, depth is so important, you know, to compete in badminton. You really got to have 10 strong players. You know, this is, you know, we just watched 2 state qualifiers play against what I would imagine are probably
She's going to come in for a smash.
you know, pretty close to state qualifiers if they're not already. And
Good point, Elk Grove.
And that match is just as important as our number 5 doubles match. It counts for exactly the same.
All right, she's going to go long on this one. That's out. All right, so it's an even score. It's an even number for Hersey because she was in the right box. Hersey looks like they might be pulling ahead a little bit here. Nice shot for Elk Grove. Great setup on that one. Nice and light over the net. Forced Hersey to step forward.
So your daughter did not play tennis here. She just played badminton, right?
Just badminton.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have, not all, but I'd say we probably have, you know, maybe a third or a fourth, maybe a third of our kids on the badminton team also play tennis in the fall.
Well, the games are very similar in nature. The biggest thing for the tennis kids to learn when they're playing badminton is that you've got this smaller area that you're working within.
Right. Right.
All right, so Hersey's, again, it's even score.
Nice footwork there from the Hersey girl to get back on that.
Yeah. Looks like Hersey's going to start a little bit of a rally. Nice hit. She tried. Oh. Yeah, right into the net. And again, it's racket placement. Yeah, Hersey tried real hard there to just lob it right over the top. The girl's got a strong arm. Yeah, Hersey's got a nice little run going here.
So, Kitty, as we watch this badminton action here, and to all of our viewers out there, can you give us a little preview of the summer concert series? I know you are actively involved in that.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a really great year. 4th of July, Melissa Etheridge, everybody should be here. You know, fireworks. The Lions have a really nice, selection of foods. You can get your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your snacks. You can make a nice day of it sitting out here and right behind the high school here at Rotary Green. It's
very nice.
Yeah, it's going to be it's the perfect family outing in Elk Grove. So cool. July 4th, everybody wants to be here. Then every Tuesday following, we have Boz Skaggs, we have the Commodores, we have Winona Judd and the Big
cool.
Noise, and we finish up with Night Ranger. And those
awesome.
are over at Town Center.
Very cool.
And they're free.
How nice is that?
They are free. They are free. They are free.
What a cool.
Parking is free. You come, you set up your chairs, you bring your family, you bring your neighbors, you have a nice time.
What a nice amenity for the residents here at Elk Grove.
It's a great offering that the community has.
It's awesome. Well, I think that wraps it up. This was a delight to share the hosting with you here, Miss Weiner. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, Mr. Murphy, for having me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your wisdom. And, maybe next year we can get out there and play for everybody. All right, signing off.
Yeah, when am I spotting you? Just saying.
Just a smooth 20. Signing off for Elk Grove Television. Thanks, everybody, for supporting EGTV and listening. And we look forward to seeing you at the next broadcast.
Have a great day.
Thank you.